questions are the way to go. Good questions like that are specific, with a real goal in mind. So I love that question.
All right, being an avid Bored Ape Yacht Club guy, big news in the space. ApeFest has been announced. It's going to be happening August the 26th. It's going to be in Hong Kong. So it's got a lot of mixed opinion. Yeah.
Interesting.
Going to be sorry, not August the 26th. It's going to be in November the 3rd to the 5th in Hong Kong. August the 26th. They're doing something somewhere else, but the big one is going to be in Hong Kong. So a lot of different mixed results here. A lot of the community Bored Ape Yacht Club guys are very upset because the laws in Hong Kong against smoking weed are very, very strict. And the Bored Ape Yacht Club holders, most of them like their weed. So they're not so happy that a 3-day sort of festival is gonna not include weed. Going to be interesting to see how many people actually end up going. I mean, because you literally have to, buy an airplane ticket to Hong Kong, organize accommodation. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. But they have, like always, created a great website to promote it. I guess, if you in Web3, and Kate, I'd be really interested to see what you think here. If you're a business in Web3, a big business, the whole thing is about bringing people together. Like the whole thing that took Clone X from 8 ETH to 2 ETH overnight pretty much was when they did a drop which was only eligible for Americans. Where they said you can only claim the shoe with the chip inside if you're an American. Now, they didn't do that to go against anyone. They did that because the technology can't be shipped overseas and shipping laws and whatever. But we saw that made everyone feel that, look, you don't understand. Your market is worldwide. That's what Web3 is. It can unite Philip and Cade sitting on other sides of the globe who have become really close friends. That would never happen otherwise. That's what Web3 is. You don't understand Web3. So I think, what Bored Ape Yacht Club is showing here is that they do understand Web3. And I would imagine next year it will be a completely different continent in a completely different country. And so they're not expecting all 10,000 of their holders, obviously, to pitch up. 10,000 of their Bored Apes mutants also can come. So that's 20,000 people. They're not expecting those 30,000 people to pitch up. They know that. But what they're going to do is they're going to go all in 30 years, they will have been all the to every continent, with a population worth going, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's quite bullish. And if you just have a look here, you can always go to this website. It's just apefest.com. Obviously, don't click on any links just in case you type it out wrong. But they're saying there's going to be local gems, so I'm sure they'll have some great local entertainment, community events, new merchandise, chill outs, hangouts, citywide, which is interesting to see what that's going to mean. And you can also join virtually. So what I'm interested to see is if they're going to use the other side for that. Because that will be really, really incredible. Because remember, the guys who are developing the other side have got a company that does do events overseas or international events where there's one big singer in the middle and you can come from anywhere and speak to people. So I think that would be the obvious play, but I don't know if it's ready yet. But I think that would be incredibly bullish. So again, if you've got Bored Ape Yacht Club or Mutant Ape Yacht Club NFT, you get in and you get a +1. Okay. Other than that, you won't be able to get in. You get free admission, Ape Meet Ape, citywide experience. So they're saying here, ApeFest events will take place all over Hong Kong, something for every vibe. Some more details to come, so you can plan ahead. I think they need to give details pretty soon because with international travel, people do want to plan very much ahead. Great. Then also join the fun globally. It says can't make it to Hong Kong with a way for apes to participate virtually. And we're also working with the Bored Ape Yacht Club community to host in real life events globally. Yeah, man. So that's what's happening. What do you think, eh?
This is like one of the best things I've seen from Bored Apes. The only thing that two things. One, if they're actually mad because they can't smoke weed, then I have truly lost faith in that entire community. For sure. If that's actually like why they're mad.
I thought you would have gained respect for them.
No, dude. I mean that just shows how look, it's funny, but it's like it just shows how like weak the community is. Like if that's really why you won't go to China, that's cool. You want to go to China. Why would you not want to go and travel to Asia? Like, bro, that's got to be a joke. There's no way. It's like, I hope they're joking, but if they're not, that scares me. However, it also shows that it shows the lack. Like you see the clear lack, because it's like, all right, you're going to go to China, which normally if I was a brand that I was excited to be part of, I'd be stoked, because there'd be a reason I'm in that community, that it's like true to my being. Like, that's why I'm there, you know. But with Bored Apes, it's only tied to the monetary value that they were able to get. And once that hype fades, sort of, and that you know, the date of which that you gained all that money has kind of drifted into the past a little bit, you don't really care as much. You go there and you're like, all right, especially if I'm sober, you can't even smoke weed. You're like, all right, why would I go to this ape fest? I don't have anything in common with these apes. There's no brand that holds us together.
No,
Like, what is the brand that holds them together?
You're missing you're missing it. It's an exclusive sort of relationship building opportunity.
Well,
So you
I
get
see.
to
I don't
meet.
understand that, but like, what about the exclusivity inside? Once you're in the exclusive thing, what is the value they provide that is so exclusive besides just getting
But
in?
networking.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Networking with who? Like,
with other people that
yeah,
can
Pinos,
afford
people actually can help with.
150,000 PFP. They must have, you know, so it's a networking event. And you can have fun at the same time. But at the end of the day, you get to meet high net worth individuals that there could be synergy, business wise. And there could be other synergy, because very few people in the world will spend this sort of money on a thing. So what does it mean? I've got someone that I've got something in common with. So straight away, there's a connection. We either both idiots because we've spent, you know, whatever we've spent, or we're both geniuses. But either way, we're both the same. So there's an automatic bond from a social perspective. And then you've also got the ability for the networking event and the ability to have an experience. It's almost like those tours. So now you're going to have sort of a trip planned out for you, 3 days. You can choose to stay longer than that if you want. I mean, I get it. I think
Experience is lit,
unless
that's different. If
Yeah.
if the experience you go to and the things that are provided for you are dope, then it's different. But if you go and there's no brand there, and when you get there, it's just a bunch of like parties, it's like one of those things where like, this is why people are mad, because they would for sure, maybe, yeah, I'll go to New York for that, whatever. To China just for the same thing, I don't see that happening. I think that's why there's not as much excitement, because for me, this should be the most exciting thing that they've put on almost ever. In my opinion, it should be. And it doesn't seem like that's the case, at least from what you said to me in the very beginning, but maybe it's not. I don't know.
No, so I think when it gets closer to time, it might be. Another thing that's interesting, because you asked, I'm looking for the tweet while I'm talking to you. They also recently said that they're going to be building up in a much bigger way. They're going to be building up a ape to ape marketplace where people can meet and exchange ideas and things like that. I don't know what they're calling it. Not a marketplace to sell your ape to each other, but where you can network virtually.
That's cool.
So they did, and so they're seeing the value in that. They definitely are. Yeah, look, I mean, you got to sort of understand it to do it. The other thing is, you got to remember, there's a lot of people that have built, forget the airdrops and forget the free PFPs and forget everything, all the money that you made if you minted a Bored Ape or even bought one under 20 ETH in the beginning, and you got a mutant, a dog, and a land, and ApeCoin, and all the rest of that. Forget all of that. There's a lot of people that built massive businesses and brands off their IP of a Bored Ape. I mean, the Bored Ape was really one of the first ones to give you proper rights over your PFP. And so, you know, you could just get ideas from other people. I mean, I just think there's going to be a lot of brand representation there from the people who have done it. Yeah, I mean, look, it's an interesting approach, but I do think that they've hit the nail on the head. I would have just said next year to be held, and I would have actually given that location now, just so people could sort of put together what we're saying, that this is their intention, that every year they're going to do it somewhere different. If you can't make it this year, you'll make it next year. But I think a lot is going to hinge on how they're able to do this virtually, how well they pull that off for the people that aren't able to be there in person. And if they do that well, this could be incredibly bullish for the project.
Yeah. I see Crypto Dreaming here saying China and slave labor. Dude, yeah.
I saw that as well.
There's slave labor here too, bro. There's slave labor everywhere in our world right now. But yeah, China for sure has got a lot. Because China's a little bit sus, but
enough political talk. You really brought up politics in the beginning, hey?
What do you mean? He left the comment.
I know, but you don't have to read every comment that's left.
Oh, it's an important topic. What do you mean?
We're not a show on slave labor.
I just made one comment about it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I've got no problem. All I'm saying All I'm saying is that I don't want to discuss slave labor. I don't know enough about it. And I
That's
don't
not
want to, I
discussable.
don't want to. Alrighty. That awkward moment. Cool Cats. I don't know if you've seen this, my brother. So they've said they're going to launch 3 new games. Um, I'm going to just read it to you so I don't get anything wrong. They're joining forces with 3 gaming publishers: Enway, Eye Candy, which is within Animoca Brands, and Sync Studios. These collaborations aim to create fresh games featuring a Cool Cats brand and characters. The triad of games is currently under production and will be launched between late 2023 and early 2024. Announcement marks another step in the Cool Cats ongoing venture to mainstream. Notably, the enterprise recently disclosed a strategic investment from Web3 Titan Animoca Brands. Gaming in the is guys, sorry, I'm gonna have to make this bigger. I don't know if I'm getting old or if it's just too many lights facing me. Gaming is an immersive content distribution platform that builds an emotional connection with the characters and the story through engaging gameplay. Our new games are critical to our ongoing mission to developing Cool Cats into a globally known character brand and robust storytelling and content company. Within Enway, Arcandy, and Sync Studios, we're partnering with 3 innovative leaders to provide immersive gaming entertainment to engage our current fans. Look, I'll just say that one thing can be said over here. These guys do not give up. They came out, they said from the beginning that they were going to do a game. They lost their project almost
Fucking go.
trying to do this Catopia that completely flopped. They then brought Animoca Brands on to help them. They've now partnered with 3. They are, you got to give it to them. They said that they're delivering a game and they are going to deliver a game. Whether it happens in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, regardless. Shame, Crypto Dream's nervous. He feels like his parents are fighting, Cade.
All good, bro.
There's
Don't worry about
nothing.
that.
Don't worry. We all good.
That's hilarious.
So, Cade, what do you think about Cool Cats, my brother?
Dude, listen. The only thing I have for Cool Cats is nostalgia from their 10th floor and the feeling I had of wishing I bought one. That's the only real thing I have about them. Other than that, dude, it's just been L after L after L. They've just faded into like, they just like, people just don't care. It's actually interesting to me because of like I guess I'm surprised of the OG projects that haven't made it. I guess I'm not surprised. Like it's World of Women that has made it because their branding is stronger. And then who else? Like what other OG projects I'm trying to think besides?
Are you saying World of Women has made it or hasn't made it?
Well, like how do I say this? Like, you know, World of Women's out here like partnering with Barcelona and stuff, and like Cool Cats is just trying to.
Okay, but they haven't. That's the first freaking announcement that we've had in an entire year and a half. They have done absolutely nothing up until now. So I don't know if they're back. I mean, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
You're right about that. For some reason, I thought World of Women was higher up as far as like value on the floor price. But as far as
I don't know. They might be.
I don't know. I'm torn on this one, bro. I'm torn on it. I've heard so many people just lose all their faith in them, and I'm not sure why. Like I'm not specifically sure why, but yeah, I guess so.
Again, you see the pump. Well, I mean, a small pump from 0.685. The top was 0.75. Now back to 6.9. Actually, it's sitting at exactly 6.969 the last sale. So the community is still strong. You can tell by that floor price. Look, as I said, you got to give them credit from the perspective that they haven't wavered from their floor price. So one of our big criticisms of Moonbirds after they stole your right to be able to use your PFP however you wanted was they kept changing the roadmap. They were going to deliver high rise. They then said they're not going to do that. They were going to have the meetup. They then said they're not doing that. Then they said they are doing it, but you're going to have to pay even if you're a holder, but it'll be discounted. They just keep moving the goalposts. Right, whereas Cool Cats has it, right? You've got that's. I'm just respecting them for that. I think they underestimated how hard it is to build a game with good intentions. They underestimated it, and now even though they've realized how hard it is, they are going to deliver this game. Again, I think they're being incredibly optimistic to say 2023, 2024. I really do, but I admire them for sticking to it and for carrying on. I really do. And keeping to it. They could have very easily called everyone together, a whole community thing. Listen, guys, we're no longer doing a game. Who wants to buy new t-shirts and hoodies? Right? They no, we betting the kitchen sink on this. That's it. It's the game or nothing.
I'll tour on this, bro. I had a podcast with Minnie from Zen Apes. She was the founder. She was I think they were in college, so she was like 20 when she dropped the project, and they wanted a game. Like they wanted the game, and so they spent all the money pretty much doing it, knowing that in 6 months y'all are not going to want this game. And sure enough, 6 months later, the game came, and they say, "Why'd you do this game?" Because that's what y'all wanted 6 months ago. What do you mean? And that was like kind of what dug the final nail in their coffin. It's interesting because with this, what other choice do they have? Like, what else can you do with a brand that doesn't quite have anything other than it's pretty cute? And they're just like not I was about to say like a knockoff Pudgy Penguins, but I don't want to put it like that. But you know what I mean? Like they don't have that it factor. Like Pudgy Penguins now has that it factor, and they got to carve something into their niche. I don't know what they would or could carve into it, other than some type of story content thing that Pudgy and Sappy Seals are doing. I feel like they should, though. I just feel like they should somehow incorporate the art in a style of content versus a game. I just don't see anyone playing the game. And I just feel like it's a big waste of time and money for this point, unless the it factor is something in the game that they know that they got that we just don't know about.
Maybe.
Otherwise,
the fact that they partnered with Animoca. They partnered with Animoca, I think it was 8 months ago. They really are committed to this game side of things.
Yeah.
As I said, it will either make them or it will break them. But in the end of the day, I used to be a Cool Cat holder. I'm very proud. I was a very proud Cool Cat holder. I earned my milk token. I went into whatever they call it, Utopia or Catopia or whatever. And they had some good things going. They really, really did, even at that stage. So it's going to be interesting. I think you're right. They do definitely have the cute thing like a Pudgy Penguin. And if they got a guy like Luca, I think they've got good IP that they could bring in. I think, and I stand to be corrected, I think they launched before Pudgies. June 2021.
Yeah,
let's see a Pudgy.
Also, I was going to say with Zen Apes, I'm not sure if it was a game that they created or if it was like another pixel collection. There was something they created that basically 6 months later they didn't want. But
yeah, anyways. You see, Pudgy Penguin was July 2021, a month after Cool Cat.
Got it.
So yeah, look, it is what it is. You were saying, what was the other one? Sappy Seals. What's the full price of Sappy Seals? Because we saw
maybe 0.5. Yeah.
Yes. So look, Cool Cat is holding 0.67. We know that floor price isn't everything. However, that's interesting, right? That they're holding a higher floor than Sappy, and Sappy's also building a game. Hey, that's a big thing of what they're doing as well.
True.
So yeah, man. Going to be interesting to see what happens. Again, Cool Cat is a slow burner. With my $1 million that someone spent on their gold ape that we trying to see what we're going to buy, maybe you put one Cool Cat in there in case they pull this game off, and in a year's time at 10x's.
Culture.
Yeah, we'll do a Cool Cat. We'll do a Sappy Seals. We can do a sneaky Vampire Syndicate. We can do a Doge Pound. If you want to do for nostalgia, you definitely need those.
For me, I never got into Vampire Syndicate. I just didn't like the art, but I knew why people got it. I obviously knew why, but for me personally, I didn't. But I agree. I think that if I had $1 million, I would go and buy up one of each nostalgia collection just to have it, and I would more than likely floor it after a couple weeks just because I got the dopamine high of buying one. But I probably would buy a Cool Cat, a V Friends, Mutant Ape, Cool Cat, Crypto just to have it for a sec, and then be like, yeah. Why do I hold this? I would hold some. I would hold a Pudgy. I think it's cool. There's a few that I would hold, but very, very little.
The shizzle. All right. We got 7-Eleven, and they are launching their free Slurpee NFTs. So for most people, the 11th of July is just another day, but not for 7-Eleven. They're going to be turning 96, but always on their birthday on that day. They used to, in select locations, give out free Slurpees. Based on the location, it's up to them if they give it out. This year, they're doing it via a Polygon. So it's the Find Your Slurpee Vibe digital collectible. Their first foray into NFTs, and it's going to be, as we said, on Polygon. You can visit the 711.com website, so it's 7-11.com via mobile phone, and mix your classic Slurpee flavors like blue raspberry, cherry, pina colada, summertime citrus, and then mint their creations as a digital collectible. And you can't trade it; it's not going to be tradable, but you can then take it in, and you'll be able to redeem it for a Slurpee,
Mhm.
right? So it's just a way of doing it, and then you'll still have the NFT that you could keep for nostalgia purposes. Again, the NFT cannot be traded, but it's using NFT technology to get you to visit their website to mix the flavors you want, so that you'll then get a unique NFT with, from the perspective of it, will be a choice of the flavors you want, and you can then redeem that for a Slurpee that is those flavors.
I love it, dude. I love it. It's
Yeah,
just
me
it's becoming
too.
more of a normal thing, just like a chill extra thing you can do if you want. I think that's cool. There's no reason to hate something like this,
Exactly.
you know. This is cool.
Exactly.
Polygon.
And
It's
this is
always
what I
Polygon
would,
too, bro. It's always Polygon that like the good, just like
for
nice good
sure.
news comes from Polygon. I feel like at least.
Starbucks, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Web 2 going into Web 3. And that's exactly what I was saying in the beginning. That's the sort of stuff that I think is important to just keep an eye on, to say, look, these are the names that are coming in the space. And every week we got 5 or 6 new names, big names. 7-Eleven is massive.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the latest one that's coming onto it. And we've also seen Slim Jim, Taco Bell, Burger King, other guys also embracing NFTs. So it's not like this is a once off and whatever. It's just again to show mainstream brands are starting, the marketing departments of these mainstream brands are starting to pay attention to blockchain technology and seeing the value that it can bring.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, bro. Ooh, my pet Hogan in
Cool.
the chat. Kile, what's up?
Yeah, Kile, I see. I think there's a second week in a row. Kile came last week. That's another one we would buy. We said, my pet hooligan as well. So we need a bit
For sure.
more.
For sure.
I'm not. I'm not saying we need more than a million. We need more than eight. Not more than $1 million, but more than eight.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. We got Starbucks, who we know has got their own reward program, partnering with Akutas, the NFT collection.
Ooh.
Do you remember Akutas? I'll show you them. I know them pretty well. So it's quite a surprise because Starbucks has rolled out their own reward system on Polygon. They announced a partnership with Mika Johnson, Akuta Collection. Through the deal, the company has launched a special journey called Aku Adventure that begins on the 17th of July and will run until the 13th of August. Members of Starbucks Web3 loyalty program will be able to embark on a mission with Akka, as well as to collect new stamps of the mascot. The collaboration is the latest from Mika Johnson and Akutars, who recently partnered with Beats by Dre to debut an Aku-inspired set of headphones. Johnson created the original Akutar mascot after hearing a young boy ask his mother if astronauts could be black. The collection is meant to inspire children to dream big and has drawn attention from mainstream media outlets all over the world. As part of the launch, Starbucks will donate $100,000 to Blessings in Backpack, a non-profit organization that tries to alleviate food insecurity amongst children. Starbucks makes moves into Web3, so we've seen that. And then here we see the tweet by Mika Johnson saying he's extremely excited and grateful to be partnering with Starbucks. He's tagged them. Kate, I knew you were going to ask, did Starbucks retweet? I've checked, they did not retweet.
Oh.
However, with that said, they're not very active on YouTube. On Twitter. So you can see here, they just retweeted one or two things here, but their last post was the 23rd of June.
Like 3 weeks then.
Yeah, so they're not that active, but I would have liked to retweet just to be able to back it up. But
Yeah.
knowing Mika Johnson and knowing Akutaz myself, I know that they wouldn't say this unless it was true. I know that for a fact. So yeah, but I would have liked to see a Starbucks retweet. And here's the collection.
Hmm.
I don't know, does it ring a bell now?
I've never seen that before. I don't know if any.
No.
Is that a well-known collection? I've literally never heard of that. Akutar?
You know
Maybe
who's
I'm-
big?
maybe I'm-
You know who's big on it? You know who's very big on these? Pio from the Nifty Portal.
Oh, is he?
He loves Akutas. He's always spoken about them. And there was a whole journey, and you got different versions of them. I've owned a couple here and there. But also interesting, they did have a full price pump as a direct result. Again, nothing massive from 0.08 to 0.1, which they've held. And he is known for coming out with these collabs and he does that really, really very well.
Listen, bro, I can't really say I support anything that Pio